All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome to another edition of KrissPax Live. Today, we've covered a lot of news for the past few days. So today, I'm going to cool it on the news. Well, there's always a little bit, right? A little bit to cover. But looking more at the charts, Dogecoin, other cryptos, what's going on, Q&A and all that. Want to see how everybody else is feeling in the chat. Let me just drop down here in the corner and we say, hey, look, this morning we ran up over 20 cents. Very exciting. Covered that in the video this morning. And there was a lot of excitement out there. But I did say during that video this morning, as we were up in the 20s, I was like, look for the dips down to the 19s. I think we're going to get one. Stock market hadn't opened yet. And I was like, watch the stock market open. And sure enough, crypto dumped. Right along with the stock market, dumped it open. What was going on this morning? Crypto market plummets on Trump imminent announcement of new auto tariffs. So sometime about now, Trump is going to be live talking about tariffs. We're not going to cover it because it's like tariff news and such. We're just going to hang out here and chat. Don't need to hear what Trump has to say on that. But yes, tariff good, tariff bad, tariff good, tariff bad, off and on, up and down. That's the markets. That's what we have going on. So this is just going to be an ongoing thing. We have at least another week of this. We'll see what happens April 2nd, Liberation Day in a week. I think it's just going to continue. So we are going to have this in the market, this volatility up and down. It is going to continue. Meanwhile, Bitcoin versus Dogecoin, a lot of people talking about it. Bitcoin strategic reserve. Now it looks like GameStop, right? Has a bunch of cash on hand, announced they are going to buy a lot of Bitcoin. We don't know how much, but they got a lot of money there. We'll see what they end up doing. But Dogecoin's reserve is not the same as Bitcoin's reserve. Bitcoin, hodl. Dogecoin, spend. Big difference. Big difference. So that's what we're talking about. Trader Allen saying, again, we go back to this 2017, 2018 double move, up, down, up on a 3-month chart. We've gone up already. We went down, and now we're waiting for that big up. Is that coming? We covered CoinCodex's predictions yesterday during the stream. Also covered it in a little more detail this morning. They're kind of up there over the next month. They're kind of up there. I'll admit that. But then it all peters off for the rest of the year, which I don't think is going to happen. So I think we're still going to have a big fall where they had Doge just kind of falling off. So I don't see that happening, but it's a nice chart that Alan made here. Let's go Doge, right? Meanwhile, the voting is done for the Indy 500 car. The Indy 500 car. The wrap has been chosen. Yes, we're going to have a Doge wrapped Indy 500 car. If you didn't catch up on the news last week, co-sponsored by the House of Doge. And the winner is Blaze, 44%. of all votes went to Blaze. Very win. Blaze won, Vance. I voted for Blaze. I told you guys I was voting for Blaze, and maybe that's why it won. I don't know. They don't tell you how many total votes there were, but Blaze is the winner. Turbo Wave was a bit 1980s with that aqua color, and I thought also Banana Boost was a little. This is good. We'll go with the Blaze. So, yep. Sorry for the bananas, guys. No bananas. It is Blaze. 44%, 29% Turbo, 26% Banana. Banana got the least number of votes. Devlin DeFrancesco has been tweeting. He's been active. He's looking forward to the race, obviously, and supporting Dogecoin. Meanwhile, Dogecoin, whales buying 200 million accumulation. Will it help Doge see a sustained rally? Typically, we see whale accumulation. Again, most of those metrics don't really differentiate between exchange coin moves and whale buys or whale moves. They're just seeing what's on the blockchain with big movements among big wallets. And I don't think it was really buying going on. Although last night when we did have Doge going up, there could have been some big buys jumping on the bandwagon. But with the stock market open, Bitcoin dumped. We had the big Bitcoin dump, big red candle on Bitcoin. So that kind of bought the whole crypto market down, including Dogecoin. But Dogecoin recovered mid-afternoon, is now going back up to 19.5 cents. And we continue to see higher lows. It did not drop below the higher low we had last night, which was right at 19 cents. Nope, this was about 1920. And now we're moving up, back up above 1950. So this is showing, again, continued upward trajectory in Dogecoin. Bitcoin was up over $88,000, came up to about 88.7 before falling back. Now back in the 86. So on the day, Bitcoin is in the red, Dogecoin in the green. Dogecoin continuing to outperform Bitcoin this week. So that's good. Meanwhile, is Dogecoin price set for a 55% rally? 55%. So that would get Doge over 30 cents if we saw this kind of rally. And this is just data here. Realized price distribution. So after this large 20% accumulation there's no real big numbers until 30. So they're saying that Doge will just move up because of that. Because less people had bought Dogecoin at 21 cents or 24 cents. I don't put a lot of credence to this kind of data. I don't think it really moves that way. If a lot of people don't have average Dogecoin price, does that mean that the price is just going to move right past it or not? It's just an interesting graph that shows where the big money is in current holdings of Dogecoin. And of course, the largest amount here is down at 6 to 7 cents, which is right where my average is. So a lot of accumulation of Dogecoin happened there because we had a lot of chances, a lot of opportunities to buy Dogecoin between 6 and 7 cents. And that's where the largest amount of accumulation is. Interesting that there is kind of a spike up here at about 37 cents. And some of you might have that 37-cent Doge. But again, I don't think that means much about like how Dogecoin is going to move. Because they said if 20 cents is breached, there's little Dogecoin supply until 31 cents. Well, we breached 20 cents and now we're back in the 19s. So again, the news is always going to overtake the technical indicators, in my opinion. The news is always going to take precedent over technical indicators. So if Trump is going to put some more tariff fears out there, which is going to shake the market is going to respond regardless of what technical indicators show. So that's my take on technical analysis. You guys have heard it before. We can strike all the fib lines and do all the MACDs and all of that stuff you want. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So we got the Pi network. Remember we looked at Pi network last week? I just again have to show, right? Because somebody asked last week and I was like, be careful of the Pi network, right? I said, be careful of the Pi network. Because again, Pi, this is not the right one, is it? Pi. There it is. So this is what, again, Pi was up at about $1.60, $1.65. This was on the 12th, so this was almost 2 weeks ago. And someone asked, where is Pi network going to go? And I traced this and I said, look, typically on these big launches, this is what you'll see. The big run up, and then you'll dip and you'll dip again, come up, dip again, come up, dip again. And I ended that dip right at about 80 cents, which is right where it is trading now. So it almost exactly matched my sketch, just delayed by a few days, back to 80 cents. And at that time, it was up at $1.60. And I said, guys, be careful of this Pi token. It's going down. And it's lost half of its value since over the past 2 weeks since I charted this. It was very simple. It was like, we've seen this before. And down it goes. So I hope none of you guys are stuck with a big holding of this Pi token. And also I said, if you had mined any of it, I would suggest taking your profits. Take your profits. The other news, Ledger. Again, Ledger, crypto hardware device. Again, a lot of fear about some other exchanges out there doing some possibly shady things. Recommended, of course, to get your coins off the exchanges, put them in a hardware wallet. My recommendation is Ledger. And guess what? Ledger's having a sale. Ledger is on sale again. I have a link in the description below, direct to the sale page for the Ledger shop. If you buy a Ledger Flex for $249, you will get $70 in Bitcoin. If you want a Ledger Nano X for $149, you'll get $40 of Bitcoin. But the one that I recommend, which is the one that I use right here, is the Ledger Nano S Plus, $79. It has been this price for a long time, but you get $30 of Bitcoin when you buy a Ledger Nano S Plus. And this really works because this is what I did when I bought my Ledger back in 2022. I got $30 of Bitcoin. It's just that the price of Bitcoin was at 17K when I bought mine. And that $30 of Bitcoin at 17K is now worth over $100, which essentially means it ended up being a free Ledger crypto hardware wallet is what that means. So I'm just saying, if you guys are in the market, check it out. I got a link in the description below. It's a limited offer, $30 of Bitcoin. You have to pay the $79 for the device, but in the box there'll be this card, and you just do what it says on the card. You have to have a Bitcoin wallet in order to receive your $30 of Bitcoin. but it works. Abe, ledger is completely safe as long as you don't do the ledger recover. See that ledger recover there? I mean, it's on sale now for $99 a year. Why do you want to pay ledger $100 a year to save your seed phrase? No, you take responsibility for your seed phrase. Now, there's been no breach through ledger recover. People are just worried that somebody else has your seed phrase, but there have been no documented scams through ledger of someone getting in through ledger recover to steal your crypto. So it's all just fear. I don't know. But what I say is just don't enable that. You don't have to. It comes without it. You have to actually pay to get it. No, you get your ledger device, you get your seed phrase, you write it down on a piece of paper, you keep it safe. Ledger is perfectly safe. Shemi's got the ledger stacks. It works great. So with the stacks, what they're offering is a boost charge. So you actually get this free boost charge here with the ledger stacks if you want the stacks. So the only bond you could put on a ledger, James, would be if there's a cryptocurrency called bonds, which I don't know if anybody's made yet. I don't know if anybody's made that. But that's the deal, guys. Just letting you know, because I know some of you are interested in hardware wallets. So Jay, go look on the blockchain. We talked about this yesterday. Go look on the blockchain and see what happened, all right? Just take your own wallet that you used, to send it, or use the wallet you were given to send it to. Go to dogechain.info. Again, this is where you go. You go to dogechain.info. Verifying I'm a human. Yes, I am a human. Hey, I'm a human. Awesome. You just take your wallet address and you put it here in the search box. Hit search, and you'll see the transactions. That on 3/26, there's 100 new Dogecoins sitting in my wallet. Huh, wonder how that happened. So that's what you do. You just take your wallet, you put it in here, and then there'll be a transaction. And you'll be able to click on the transaction and you'll see, did it actually go through, right? Input and output. It'll give the wallet addresses. So look at that. And then that is your evidence that you actually sent the Dogecoin. And that's what you would need when you contact Coinbase, if indeed that's what happened. So check that out. You have a Tangem. I hear Tangem is fine. I just have never used a Tangem. I bought the Ledger, and so that's what I support because I'm 100% perfectly happy with it. It has worked great for me. Jason has the Nano X. He loves that. There's a cool display setup for Ledger in the Best Buy stores. I would never buy it from Best Buy, though. I wouldn't do it. What if somebody tampered with the package or something? I wouldn't trust it. But again, that's just me being safe. Exchange is doing shady things. Who would have thought? The stock RSI. So stock is spelled S-T-O-C-H. It is short for stochastic. Henry, I just want you to use the correct word because I made fun of others calling it the stock RSI and spelling it with a K, which is incorrect. Stochastic RSI. let's look at the 4-hour and let's see how our Stoke RSI was doing. We had a crossover on the sell side. If you're doing a 4-hour at 17 cents, and then if you were swing trading, it never dipped back down below 20. So you would have missed this whole run up to 20 cents. You would have been out. You would have been out on the crossover at about 17. We may have a crossover tonight down below 20. Or maybe not, because we're back in the green going back up. So you'd still be out of your Doge. So that wouldn't have worked very well if you were swing trading that on the 4-hour chart. Let's go look at the daily. Now on the daily, yes, on the daily, you also would have sold at 17 or 17.5. Yep. Oversold right now on the stochastic RSI on the daily. But we saw what happened before. It was oversold and it went oversold even higher. That can happen. Again, technical indicators are not going to tell you what it does in the future. Not going to tell you what is in store for the future. What else is going on, guys? Keep pressing the like. I think House of Doge respects your opinions on X. I think so too, Abe. Yeah, I think so too. House of Doge, though, does need to make a little more of its own content instead of reposting everybody else's. Except mine. They can keep reposting mine. Doge pump during your vacation. Yes, Ryan. But you're back? Are you back? Ledger ships from France. That's correct. But how much crypto are you putting on there, right? Looking at that terms, right? You're putting thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of your crypto on a hardware wallet. Bond, I just dropped it. Shemi, did you really make a bond token? Greg also, for those who are transferring between wallets, has a good point here. Do a small test. Transfer first. Make sure it goes through from one end to the other. And this is also good advice for anybody else wondering what happened with their transfer. Because do a test transfer first with a small amount. So Jay, I mean, we did talk about this before too. It's like just triple checking, make sure it's successful before you send a huge chunk. Missing Zach, missing MJ. Anthony will be in. He'll probably come in a little bit. We still have Anthony. Zach was not banned. He did not go to Never Never Land. He can come back. It was kind of funny, though, that Doge is at 19 cents, and he's saying it's dropping to 5 cents, buy bonds, and then before you know it, Doge is up at 20 cents. I do not swap on Ledger, Shemi. I do not swap. I only use my Ledger device for cold storage, transferring from an exchange to the Ledger. And then if I want to exchange it, sell it, or swap it, I don't do it on Ledger Live. No, I just transfer the coins back to the exchange. and I do it there. Always send 4.2. It's a good number, Jason. 4.2. You do know in less than a month, 420 is Doge Day, right? Coin Codex thinks we're going to have 84-cent Dogecoin. 84-cent Dogecoin in less than a month. Do you have to pay gas fees to transfer? Yes. But Doge's gas fees are so low, it'll essentially work out to be like a few pennies to transfer your Doge to your ledger. Now, depends on what exchange you're sending that from, though. So if you're sending it from Robinhood, Robinhood does not put an additional fee on top, but Coinbase does. Binance does. So you just have to be careful what exchange you are transferring from, because then you'll be like, wait a second, how come I've got to pay so much Doge for a transfer? It's the exchange you're on that's adding to the transfer fee. Megal has been right around $1.40. It came down. You know, I'm still after the reverse split. I'm still watching it and trying to figure out where the bottom is. And it might be $1.32. I haven't bought any yet, but that might be it. It's going to go crazy again. Maybe next month, because that's what it does. Yes, happy 420. We just passed it. We have green in the market right now, so that's good. Kilmar says, I swear I have to just set sell limits for myself. I know. When Doge was up at 20.4 cents, did anybody think of taking some profits and maybe buying back in at a lower price? James asks, I have crypto on both Robinhood and Coinbase. Can I store both on Ledger? Yes. You can transfer from Robinhood to your Ledger. You can transfer from Coinbase to your Ledger. Same Ledger device can hold Doge from multiple exchanges, because once it's off the exchange, it's just your Doge and you can hold it all together. Same wallet. That is your Dogecoin wallet. $4.20, Greg? Nice. People were wondering what was happening with giveaways. That is very generous. Isn't Doge overbought when it's at the top? Sometimes. Sometimes it keeps going higher. It's just an indicator. Doesn't mean it's going to go back down. But the run is a good sign, yes. And there was good trading going on to get Doge out of the 17s where we were. We're now in the 19s, again, higher lows, as we've been tracking on the hourly chart here. Again, higher lows is all positive. Even though we had this nice big run, look at where the low came. Higher low. That's very positive. That's bull market stuff right there for those that don't believe we're still in a bull market. And I know, we can zoom out and we can look at the daily and we can see, oh, but it's still down 50%. And I'm just like, I know. And I've said this is just the beginning of the comeback, right? The rebound. This will take some time. But if you want to be a negative Nancy, right? You want to be a Zach Bear, you can look at it that way. You're just not going to make it, in my opinion. You're just not going to make it if you're thinking like that. So, yes, we do have a ways to go, but I will take these gains over the losses and the continued losses any day. So you got to start somewhere. Liked. Thank you, Zach. Everybody else, like. We need to get the likes up on the stream today, guys, so we can do some giveaways. Happy Wednesday, DW. Ah, DW. That was you. I knew somebody was up to something. We are going to have some extra giveaways today, guys. Blaze should be the giveaway word. No, I've got a better word. I've got a better word for today. Weather Girl is on it. Awesome. Zetless going on vacation in April. Not going to be checking the prices because it's just going to pump. And if you're holding long term, it'll be plural. Joke Smoke's got it because it's plural. Bonds. Standard crypto procedure. Do a little test transfer first with a small amount. Some recommend 4.2 Doge. 4.2 Doge. That's good. Make sure it's received on the other end. And then you can transfer $1 million. Yeah, Greg, we had some fun last night on the stream. Thanks to Zach, right? He did give a reasoning behind his bearish thoughts. Inflation, recession, tariffs, all of that stuff. Mostly recession. He's kind of keying on some economic indicators pointing to a recession. And I'm like, yeah, but, right? Yeah, but. And, but then he was just trying to convince everyone to sell their Dogecoin and buy bonds. And we kind of took off with that because that was actually kind of funny. I didn't call Anthony a troll. There were many in the chat who were, but I didn't call him a troll. He was getting a bit annoying, though, after a while. I will admit that. Green candles incoming. Right now, yes, we're now up to 19.6. So this is recovering nicely. Avalanche, Rolling Rob asks, what is going on with AVAX? They did have a nice run the other day. They pulled back a bit down to $22. So yeah, this was the run here on Sunday. Sunday, Avalanche went on this big run, peaked up here at about 23.5, now down at 22. But that's pretty good trading. Avalanche looking good. Let's look at the big scale here. I did take profits on Avalanche up here at $33. Avalanche has been as high early December as $54. So like most cryptos, right? A ways to go on recovery, but that's looking good. That Avalanche went all the way back down to my initial buy price at $16. And that was 2023. It's like 2 years ago. But recovering. But down on the day, 2.8. But there are some up on the day, like Stacks. Stacks is up on the day. It had a nice run last night and is held up pretty well. So we do hold some Stacks in the KrissPax DCA portfolio, which for those that haven't heard yet, Greg, you may not have heard this, but Sunday is going to be our members only live stream where we're going to be talking about this KrissPax DCA portfolio, and particularly the 75,000 Dogecoin sitting here. So that's going to be Sunday at 4 o'clock East Coast time. If you can't make the members only live stream, the live stream will become a members only video on my channel, and you'll be able to still get all of the information there. So that will be on Sunday. We'll be doing that. Yes, like I said, Julian, I do not recommend Ledger Live swapping at all. Just move your coins back to an exchange and do your swapping, selling, trading, whatever on an exchange, not on Ledger Live. Do not recommend. Ledger is a crypto hardware storage wallet. Use it for that, right? That's what it's really good at, is holding your crypto for you safe and secure. It's really good at that. So just do that. 420 Doge Day, it's coming. Easter Sunday, will I be live? Yes, I will be live. Easter Sunday, Doge Day. Got to be live for Doge Day. Come on. Celebrating Doge Day. Yes. We'll be live for that. As Doge gets more adopted as a currency, will its gas fees go up? That's a great question. That's a great question. We have seen the fees on Doge go up with heavy volume of trading. So most likely, yes, there will probably be an increase in fees. Now, is the House of Doge, their Dogecoin reserve liquidity pool, will that help on the fees? It probably will, because they're only going to be rolling up every minute and will only have one larger blockchain transaction, like once a minute, if it works like I think it is. So if more and more people are using such pay and using the House of Doge setup for their transactions, we might be all right there, and it won't get too out of hand. But that's a great question. It'll be interesting how accurate Coin Codex is. They're very bullish. Yes. I'm guessing we're not seeing 44-cent Doge by Friday. But they had a reason for putting that out there. Robinhood stock. $44 right now for Robinhood stock. So, yes, I owned this. I bought it at like $15, $16 and sold it at like 38. Then went up higher, but I took my profit. $44 right now. I mean, it went down 7% today. So it is, I mean, a lot of stocks went down big today. It was not a great day in the stock market, except for like GameStop. GameStop went up because of their Bitcoin reserve thing. Yeah, Robinhood stock will probably do okay, but I don't think you're going to get like a big 3x return anytime soon on Robinhood stock again, like we saw between last fall or early last fall into late last fall. You know, it went down to like $14 and then went up to $50. So I was quoted on a Dutch crypto site, Niels. Awesome. I hope it was good. I hope it was a good quote. I'm guessing it was all in English. House of Doge liked your comment on me being an ambassador. I said, hey, I'm ready to serve. Sure, I'll be an ambassador. That may turn into something, Matt. I don't know. Maybe it will. You're in on Megal at 140. I'm still watching it. Let's see, aftermarket today. It's at 140. So that's where it is right now, at 140. All right, good luck. Doge King. I've not sent Dogecoin from NanoLedger to Coinbase yet. Which exchange is best to send it to? I had bought most of my Doge on Robinhood, so that's where I sent it back to in order to sell. I had two reasons for that. One, Robinhood doesn't charge a fee, so Robinhood will accept it for a fee. The downside is when you sell it on Robinhood, you might not get the best price because their exchange works different than Coinbase. But if you set a limit order and you know how Robinhood works, you'll be okay with it. The other reason is if you sell on Robinhood, it doesn't have an effect on the price because it's not a blockchain event. It's not. It just selling on Robinhood, it's not an exchange like Coinbase's, has no effect on the price. It's like buying and selling OTC, really. It's how Robinhood works. And so I just did that. Not that when I sold on Robinhood, it was going to make much of a difference. But I mean, I did sell millions of Dogecoin and I didn't want to affect the price. So I sent it back to Robinhood and there was no additional fee other than the network fee, which was just, I mean, it was less than a Dogecoin to transfer 1 million Doge. It just doesn't cost that much. Coinbase probably would have tacked on an additional fee to receive it. I'm not sure of that, but because I really wasn't looking at that. But yep. So that's what I did. Nice. And the chats, still waiting for those likes to get up. 113, not even half of you like the stream. You're in a Doge scalp right now, up 12K. Good luck, Raymond or Ramon. What happens if you lose your ledger? Well, boss, I don't need this ledger. There's no crypto on this ledger. If you've heard me say this before, there's no crypto on this ledger. This ledger just has an app on it that points to the blockchain that says this wallet has that Dogecoin. If I lose the wallet, but I still have my seed phrase like written down on a piece of paper somewhere, right? I got my seed phrase still. I can get another wallet, and instead of starting a new wallet, I can instead recover an old wallet, put in my seed phrase, and the app will say, oh yeah, I remember this guy. He's got that crypto on that blockchain. I don't want to talk to I Trust Capital. I Trust Capital was just phoning me. I don't want to talk to them right now. They should know I'm on a live stream. So yeah, you just recover it. But you got to keep your seed phrase safe. Damien took some profits. Bonds. James Bonds, right? Well, Daniel, that's just life, right? That's just life. People will get it. Some are slower than others. So, Denise, Do some research on crypto hardware wallets, and you just put it in Google. You'll get a lot of articles about what crypto hardware wallets are, what they're good for. If you're still new to crypto, you bought on Robinhood, you're fine leaving it there on Robinhood. Make sure you got two-factor authentication on your phone and on Robinhood, and you should be fine. But if you take that next step in your crypto journey, and your next step is self-custody of crypto, like you want to actually own your crypto in your own wallet, then you get a device like a crypto hardware wallet. And you do a transfer from Robinhood to your hardware wallet, and then it's your crypto. When it's sitting on an exchange, that's not your crypto. It's the exchange's crypto, and you're just buying the price. It's not technically yours. It's not in your wallet. The crypto is still in Robinhood's wallet. So that's the difference. So, and then when you're ready, you think you're going to sell, then you can just transfer back from your hardware wallet to the exchange, to Robinhood in your case, and then you can do a sell. This is mostly for longer term storage. If you're a trader and you're going to sell and buy and sell and buy and sell and buy, it doesn't make sense to do the transfers to a wallet. But that's your choice on your crypto journey. You're buying, how long are you going to hold it for, all of that. Ryan likes 6.9 Doge on his test transfer, not the 4.2. So you have more Doge at risk. Oh. Bonds. Hi, Justin. How are you? Bitcoin still at 87.2. It's starting to move a little bit, but not back to 88 yet. So, but Doge is still in the green, up 3% for the day, looking good. Doge, the effing moon. If Anthony wants to join the chat, he may. Right now, we're trying to figure that out, Sally's Dream, where support, because we are on an uptrend and we're seeing these higher highs, right? So there's no real, I don't have any long-term real support yet. I mean, we might say around 18.8, 19, just based on that sideways trading we had there. Or you could just go back to previous down at 18.2 down here. But again, that's not enough to really have a long-term support line. We did break above, sort of these dips that we had back here early in March. I have resistance at 21 cents. We came up with that the other day, and that's this orange dashed line as resistance. But I don't have a real solid support line up here yet. And I don't think this is in play anymore down here at 16.5. So just waiting to see on that. Waiting to see. Good afternoon, DB. Sunday's perfect. You'll be there. Awesome, Greg. Members only live stream. Kriss likes XRP due to it being the DCA portfolio's biggest gainer. You know how to get me, don't you, Ryan? You know how to get me. At 309%. Bitcoin's at 220. Doge is at 213. Jasmy's still at 240, despite a pullback. But yeah, you got me. It's still the biggest gainer in the portfolio. You never know, right? You never know. Doge has risen Easter Sunday. We'll see what happens. That could be wild. Actually, I think such pay is not going to take 1%, but more like 0.1%. That's what I heard. It's like 0.1%. It's going to be a little sliver. So we'll see what the reality is once it starts processing. Greg, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Be here 4:20 for a surprise. Extra Easter Sunday surprise. Wow. So yeah, it'll be Doge Day. It's going to be a big day. Doge, many times Dogecoin doesn't trade very well on Doge Day, but it's a Sunday and it's Easter time, so we'll see. Oh, Cohen, I was in the Bitcoinist. They said KrissPax's accompanying chart shows a high of $4 for Doge. It's funny how they make it look like you are predicting $4. Was that one of Trader Allen's charts that I reposted? It might be. $4 Doge. Oh my God. We are super bullish. And people like Zach who sold to buy bonds, we're praying for him. We are praying for Zach. Does anyone have any more money to keep DCAing? That's a good question. It's like, where are we, right? Wait, I already bought all the dips. Visa card takes 1.5%, 2.5% cut. Yeah, I don't think it's 1, but I'll look for that and report on that. I thought I heard or read somewhere it was going to be 0.1. It was just going to be a little sliver. 20 cents is important. Once we own that, we are golden 25 cents. Yeah, that's kind of what these guys were saying here. They're looking at, not this chart. It was, which chart was that? This chart. It was this chart. They're saying once we get over 20.6, then it's clear sailing up to like 29.5, almost 30. But I really don't think that's a great chart. We haven't booted that many, Bruce. I keep half on Ledger, half on Robinhood. Ramon says, only transfer what you're selling. Otherwise, keep the rest in cold storage. David, it doesn't look like we're going back down. The stock market was down today, pulled crypto down, mostly because of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin got pulled down, took crypto with it. And now stock market has stopped trading and we're back in the green. As a reminder, yes, we're all early in the Doge game. So thank you for the support, Greg. Appreciate it. Good day, Anthony. How are you? Your ears were ringing. Just checking in on your 33 Dogecoin, Anthony. We're just checking in. Not sure I have two-factor authentication on Robinhood or not. When I log in, it just asks you for your PIN. Yeah, that's good for Robinhood, but your phone, make sure you have it on your phone. Okay. Check the front page of the SuchPay website. What are they? SuchPay.io or .com? SuchPay. 1%. Well, there it is. Okay. Thank you, Jua. I say Jua just because that's what comes to mind when I see your name. You did tell me how to pronounce it. So it is going to be 1%. All right. Well, it's less than half than Visa. But that's how they're going to make their money. Doge Day is April 20th. Have I heard of Doge? Huh. I know, Anthony, that's just trading, though. People will trade. They'll see an opportunity to sell and then buy back in at a lower price. You're doing your taxes on Saturday. Good luck. Right. Always up and down. People take profits. Roll it into the dips. Things just don't go straight up. Yeah. So Reed, a lot of people get caught in this game of trying to keep a low average. Your average really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If you've got cash today, let's say you have $1,000 today. What are you going to do with that cash? So you don't want to buy Dogecoin because if you buy it 19 cents, it'll take your 10-cent average and it'll raise it. So what? Do you think Dogecoin is going to go up from here? If you do, then you buy some. If you don't think Dogecoin is going to go up from here, then don't buy it. And then you're just sitting on cash. So what are you going to do with your cash then? That's what you have to look at. I'm not quite so sure about flipping Bitcoin there, Dr. V, but I get what you're saying. You also seem to have your caps lock key stuck, so you might want to unstuck that. Just a suggestion. Have I looked at the heat map? I have not, RKT. We have not looked at the heat map today. Bitcoin shorts, $5 million. ETH shorts, 699,000. Big time Bitcoin. More liquidations on Bitcoin than anything else today, or at least in the last hour. Let's look at 24 hours. Bitcoin, but more on the longs. Interesting. This jelly thing is wild. Just saw a thing about that. Somebody big time was trying to make money, liquidate, and got liquidated. Big time. $15 million. Wow. So that jelly trading was wild. I think all of that was on Binance. Whatever. And there's Doge. Over the past 24 hours, 7 million on the longs, 6 million on the shorts. Getting them both ways. Getting them both ways, up and down. So that's what we'll see on the heat map, is we'll see some shorts taken out, and then we'll see some new longs taken out. What you're going to see. So yeah, price goes down, longs, price goes down lower, more longs, now coming back up, take some more shorts. What does Doges look like? Oh, look at that big, huge short up here. 88.9. $130 million on shorts at 88.9. Come on. Market makers, go wipe out that short up there. Yeah, so Doge price goes up. It takes out these shorts. A few decent sized ones, but then drops down and takes out new leverage longs. Classic. You just woke up. You watch me just to see how the Doge army is doing, nothing else. You don't fall in love with crypto. I get it. I get it. Coin count matters. Yes, Jason. It's not your average price. It's your coin count. And whether your average is 19 cents or 18 cents, where Doge is going, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. You got stuck. Didn't buy Doge when it dipped into the 14s. Now not sure if I should buy or not. So this morning when I made my video, right, Dogecoin was up here in the 20s. And I said, right, for those looking to buy in, there will always be dips. There will always be dips. And you look at the 2-hour chart and you're like, there was your dip right there. We have been watching higher lows, so expecting a dip lower. Not a good percentage of that right now. And we've been watching this for a few days. You guys have been here. We've been watching this. So right now, I don't see anything that's going to cause Doge to come back down to 17 cents or 16 cents because the market is in an upswing back up, buoyed, of course, by Bitcoin as well, turning around, coming back up. But Bitcoin coming up is at a slower pace than what Doge is doing because of the good news of Dogecoin. What is happening? House of Doge, all of this excitement is all building. People are buying Dogecoin. So Doge is coming up at a greater percentage. So, yep. And if you're shorting Doge, the shorts are getting taken out. Ryan's average has slowly been raising, but his coin count is going up. Wei is in Thailand. Well, happy travels, Wei. Hope you're doing well over there. Good morning to you. You're tired of waiting, Miko. Patience is the name of the game. Somebody asked me the other day in the stream, what's the biggest thing you've learned? What's the biggest thing you've learned in crypto trading? And the answer is patience. The biggest thing I've learned. All good things take time. Patience. Anthony is now part of the Doge army. LOL. Hey, Blake, how are you? Hit the like button, y'all. Nice. I hear something's going to happen when we get to 169 likes. 169 likes. I see 148. That's not enough. How's Fartcoin doing? What do you think, Jay? Fartcoin. It went up past few days, sideways. Since then, 56 cents. Again, it's showing a very similar uptrend over the past couple weeks. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. But yeah, it had dropped down into the 20s. So from the 20s up to 56, that's pretty good. A lot of people are excited about Fartcoin making a big comeback. Today it's down about 3.5%, while Doge is up 3.5%. So today going in opposite directions. That's your Fartcoin update for the day. And we got a dancing Doge out of that too. Shoulda, woulda, couldas. Those are tough, David. It's like, okay, so what are you going to do about it now? April will be amazing. I can already see it from here. CoinCodex thinks April is going to be amazing. KrissPax thinks April is going to be amazing. Not quite to the level of CoinCodex, but up there. You like Fly Me to the Moon? Is that the Frank Sinatra? Fly Me to the Moon? I think the stock market recovers tomorrow. Yes, James. We typically see that. Down day today, up day tomorrow. Not up huge, but up some. That's what I think. Paying cash for your new property? Volume is kind of low right now. You can see it down here at the bottom, David. Kind of low, but it's slow and steady, consistent for the last 2 hours. So that's pretty good. Hi, Ina. Week is going well. Yeah. Week is going well. Busy at work, busy with crypto, a lot going on. It's all good. All good. He probably needs to stay away from Fly Me to the Moon because of copyright, Denise. We got to avoid copyrights. So All Eyes on Doge is an original. Fly Me to the Moon could get someone in trouble. Whether you've been a member for a month or a year, doesn't matter. We're all big family. But there is a members only live stream happening this Sunday at 4:00 p.m. East Coast time. You don't want to miss it. But if you do, it'll be saved as a video, members only video as well, for you to get the information. That will be this Sunday. Hey, Nate. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, y'all call this a dip. That was it right there. 19,169. 19,169. Just a couple hours ago. Will it dip lower? Maybe. A dip or a gift. Exactly, Craig. A little dipper. Little dipper. I will do my April price prediction in 1 week. Next week, I will do my April price prediction. Look for it. It is on April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day. I will be making my April price prediction video. So you'll have to figure out whether it's an April Fool or not. Again, Pete. Next Tuesday, I will have that video. We blasted right past 169. Uh, 69 cents this year, Liam. I do believe that. It's going to take a while, though. So.
All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge.
Hey. Let's give away some Dogecoin. Shall we? The word of the day is bonds. Bonds. To enter our Dogecoin giveaway, you need to type the word bonds in the chat. That's with a capital B, just as it's spelled on the screen here. Bonds, not all caps and not all lowercase. To be entered, capital B and then lowercase ONDS, and that will get you entered in today's Dogecoin giveaway. We are going to start with 3 lots of 33 Dogecoin each. Thanks to our pal DW. DW. Grazie. Bonds. So the way the giveaways work, if you haven't been here before, is we have this giveaway tool that will randomly select from everyone who has put the word bonds in the chat. And if your name is selected, some people join just for the fun of it, and they may decide to pass it on. They just wanted to win for the fun of winning, which means, yes, I should enter as well. I still haven't won my own giveaway. Bonds. I am now in the, yes, bonds. KrissPax is going to win. I can feel it today. You can choose to pass it on, or you can choose to accept the 33 Doge. You just have to respond in the chat if your name comes up as a winner, just so I know you recognize that you won, because some people, I don't know, they get bored and they leave. What? Why would someone want to do that? Why would someone want to do that? And the word bonds has a meaning that is tied to Tuesday's live stream. If you weren't there, you missed a good live stream. It was highly entertaining on many fronts, particularly as the price of Doge is going up and somebody is a total bear. I mean, you get what you get, right? You get what you get. You also need to be willing, if you win, to send me an email to chriscrypto@gmail.com. I'll put this name up again at the end of the giveaways, chriscrypto@gmail.com. And you need to send me 2 things in your email. You need to send me your YouTube handle, because it may not match your email address. So I need to know who you are. And I need you to send me your Dogecoin wallet. I need your wallet address. It must begin with the letter D, be an official Dogecoin wallet address, not one of these fake 01s, or no, not sending to that. I want it to be a Dogecoin blockchain transfer, Dogecoin wallet beginning with the letter D. So that is the rules of the day today, guys and gals. We are ready for our first giveaway. Bonds. Bonds. Let's do this. Let's go. Bonds. And the winner is Craig. Hey, Craig. Congrats, Craig. How are you? This is our 30-second giveaway. 32. Craig, congrats. Craig is thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Anthony wants to win 33 more Doge. Look at him. Bonds. Bonds. Once you type bonds in once, you don't have to type it again. Hey, woohoo, Craig. Congratulations. Bonds is still the word. If somebody is just joining the chat now and wants to enter a Dogecoin giveaway, type the word bonds into the chat. And you don't win bonds, you win Dogecoin. You typed it in 3 times just to be sure. You get it. All right, Nay, make sure you're in. Bonds. You know, you can get 4% in a year on bonds. 4%. 4% in a year buying bonds. I'm just saying. 4%. That was his argument. 4%. I'm like, okay. Let's go. Draw again. And the next winner is Ramon. Ramon. Congratulations, sir. So you ask good questions, and the selector knows who is asking the good questions because you get rewarded with rigged Dogecoin. Rigged. Congrats, Ramon. Genuinely appreciate it. Going to donate it back. Ramon is passing it on. Thank you, Ramon, for your generosity. Paying it forward. Ramon, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anti-rigged. All right, we're passing it on. So this is still the second drawing. Jay. Congrats, Jay. Jay. Another winner, Jay. Also asking good questions. Ask good questions and look what happens. Yeah, LFG. All right. Congrats, man. Let's do another giveaway. Bonds. Bonds. Tomorrow games. Congratulations. Woohoo! Another previous winner. Anthony, you need to put better, you need to put in better chats. And then you'll be a winner. Still here, Cumro? Nice. All right, Cumro, congratulations. No, Dan. Being an architect is still my primary job. I'm not going to give it up for crypto. Not yet. I'm actually having a lot of fun doing my architecture work. So, but you can see I have fun doing this as well. So I'll do both for, we'll see how long. A couple years, maybe. We'll see. All right, guys, that was 3 giveaways, but you know what? Today is a good day. And despite this red candle that's showing up on the Dogecoin chart, we're going to give away some more Dogecoin. So, thank you, Greg. Let's do some more Dogecoin giveaways. Bonds is the key word to put in the chat. If you've already put it in, you're already entered, but you have to be here like the Mad Bugler. Mad Bugler. has won again. Mr. Bugler. Yes, sir. Thank you. There you are. M. Congrats. All right. We are going to draw again. The second draw on. Oh, we have a James Bond in the house. Oh, James. Good to see you. Daniel Hahn. Or Han Daniel. Also, previous winner, Han Daniel. Congratulations. Han Daniel passed last time. I see it up here. Giveaway number 30. He passed it on. What you going to do this time? He's thinking. Paranormal just wants one bond. Yes, Vance, I got yours as well. Have to be another day. We got a lot of Doge. All right. Han Daniel is a winner in many, many ways because he's doing only good every day, the Doge way, passing it on. Passing it on. So we have a second spin on the second lot of 33 Dogecoin. Here we go. Come on, KrissPax, KrissPax, KrissPax. Harry, VJJ, Harry. How do I spell that? VAYJJ. Harry, congratulations. Harry 3.0. Oh, yeah, Harry V. So he's Harry 5, right? You're welcome, Harry. All right. We got you, man. All right. And now for our final spin of the day. Final spin of the day. Let's go. Wasn't me. I saw my name. Skipped over me. Markovets. Markovets. Congratulations, Markovets. You are a previous winner as well, if I recall. Congrats to all the winners. Yes. Cool, Markovets. Congrats. So, despite the red candle, I'll still give away the Dogecoin. Send me an email. The 6 winners, KrissCrypto@gmail.com, KrissKrypto, KrissCrypto@gmail.com. If you're not a winner, do not send me your Dogecoin wallet. I will just delete your email. Just the winners, please. Put in your YouTube handle, put in your Dogecoin wallet. Appreciate it. Be sending out some Dogecoin tonight. Thank you, everyone. Guess what? Greg, generous. Vance, generous. We will be having more giveaways tomorrow. What day is tomorrow? Thursday? A good day for another Dogecoin giveaway. We will do that. Thank you for everybody's generosity. Those that passed on as well, also being very generous. This is the love we get in the Dogecoin family here on the KrissPax channel. Spreading the love of Doge. What's going on, guys and gals? What is new? Bitcoin conference. Yes, Kriss will be at the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas in May. This is just a bad rendering here because it doesn't show the Venetian. It's looking over the Paris at the Bellagio. It should have a picture of the Venetian in it. So bad on George. He should be showing the Venetian. Because it's going to be at the Venetian, and the Venetian Casino Resort has a fondness in my heart because I am one of the co-architects of the Venetian Casino Resort. Yes, back in 1997, 98, 99, right up to its opening in May of 1999. I was there working on the Venetian and then followed it through construction along with the Guggenheim Hermitage Museum, Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, helped out on the conference center in the back. All of that as well. Dare they? Exactly, Ron. This is, George has got a bad picture here wherever he stole it from, because I know he didn't make it, right? He copies and pastes. Yeah, Cohen, the Venetian. The Venetian. KrissPax here was one of the architects of the Venetian Casino Resort. And so I couldn't pass that up this year with the Bitcoin conference at the Venetian. That was a sign to me that I have to go. So a lot of people have lost their money there. Exactly, Dustin. That's how it got to be there, was by taking your money. Yeah, Nate, it's a good. I think the Bellagio is probably the nicest. Venetian a very close second, but the Venetian has the whole Venetian theme, of course, that really makes it fantastic. And of course, I also know where all of the faults are in the Venetian. I know where they faked a few things, let's say. Skipped a little bit of the process to get it done, kind of thing. But yeah, as Pete says, do only good every day. So that's what I do. But yeah, so I will be in Las Vegas May 26th, 27th, 28th. So if any of you are in Vegas, chat me up, message me on X. That'll be the place to be, at the Venetian in Las Vegas. So check that out. Now it's the question, what am I going to wear, right? I got to represent Dogecoin in some manner. I think on one day I'm going to have my Dogecoin t-shirt with a jacket over it. So it's not going to be like loud and proud kind of Doge, but people will see that there's a Dogecoin there. And then the second one is if I get my hands on a Dogecoin tie, maybe I wear a tie. You know, keep it looking nice, but maybe it's a tie. Just, you know, just a little something. Just a little something. GameStop is actually dropping after market today. It was up 11% and now it's down 6% after market. Went up to $29, ended at $28, now down to $26 for GME, for you GME fans, just keeping you up to date on what I see. Permits? What permits? Exactly. Actually, Clark County is pretty loose on their code reviews. I will say that. Not that it's not safe. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that like all the casinos are falling down or anything like that. But they our code interpretations were, I mean, they looked at them and they approved most, so that was good. Not like Boston, Cambridge, they're pretty tough here, but Clark County they were pretty good. KrissPax live from the Venetian. I will make a video. I don't know if I'm going to do a live stream from the Bitcoin conference, because I would probably just have to do it on my phone, because I'm not bringing like a video camera, walking around the Bitcoin conference with a big video camera no, I'm not going to do that. So and I've never really done a live stream just with my phone before. I like to have like control over things. It's my OCD, to control things. But I will take some video and put it together into a short video. Just give overview, what my thoughts are, what I'm seeing, who I'm talking to, like that kind of stuff. I know, Greg. That's cool. But yeah, Dogecoin tie maybe. That's what I'm thinking, Abe. Yeah. Just a little touch of Dogecoin. The Venetian is rigged. Actually, the whole Sheldon Adelson group sold the Venetian to a third party now who runs it. So they're not even involved. So all the people that I was working with, they're not there anymore. I'm a nobody at the Venetian now. Go nuts. Everything you wear says Dogecoin. No, DB. It is a Bitcoin conference. I'm like not going to go that crazy. But a tie, a nice little tie with some sheaves on it, Say hi to Michael. Yeah, I don't know if Michael knows who I am. Yeah, why didn't GME buy some Dogecoin? Exactly, Max. A onesie. Yeah, Vic. I could wear a onesie. Yeah, not in the market for a new camera. The backstory. I'm going to tell a little bit on Sunday. Yep, for members only. Yep. I'll give a little bit. Yeah. Won't be driving anything there. Won't be driving. Don't need to drive around Vegas. Doge cufflinks. Keep it classy. Just on the cufflinks. It's a little something. Yep, I do have Doge merch. Exactly, Jason. Where my Doge merch? Thank you, Greg. Yeah. Oh, it'll be fun. Hopefully I'll run into like Tom Crown and George and some other YouTubers there. At least get some pics. That'll be nice. Definitely not, Jason. No, definitely not. That has been done. That's been done. So I'm not doing that. When I go through the tunnel, the boring tunnel, I don't think it goes by the Venetian where it's located. Because it goes, I think, between the convention center and kind of mid-strip, not where the Venetian is. So I probably won't get over there. Because the main convention center, that's not where the Bitcoin conference is. It's at the Venetian's convention center. So No reason to go over to the Las Vegas Convention Center. There would only be self-driving cars from the airport to the casinos if they were controlled by the taxi union. The taxi union is really strong in Las Vegas. They don't even like Uber and Lyft. They're like, I mean, that's their bread and butter, is taking people from the airport to the hotels. Those taxis, and they have a very strong union in Las Vegas. Very strong. It'll be interesting to see. I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know what the Uber situation is. I'll bet they get charged a pretty big fee, would be my guess, to use an Uber, big airport tax. And for some people, they may just not do the Uber and just take the taxi. I guess, I'm sure that something like that was probably organized, where the Uber and Lyft drivers have to charge a big fee to customers if you want to use that service from the airport. So I may just grab a cab, support the cab drivers, the cab union. That's fine. It's a business expense, so I write it off. But yeah, I will be there in Las Vegas in 2 months for Bitcoin conference, my first big crypto conference. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. The baseball bat tax. I doubt there's any crypto slot machines. I doubt crypto has gotten into casinos yet. What's this big red candle doing on the Doge chart? Can't have that. Got to be Bitcoin's fault. Yep. As I thought. Stupid Bitcoin. Bitcoin's supposed to be up over 90K by now. That's what everybody was saying. 90,000 Bitcoin. Nope. Nope. So we're kind of getting depressed a little by Bitcoin right now. ETH back below 2,000. Not good. Algorand was trading up near 22 cents, now back to 20.5. Solana back down to 136. So a lot of other cryptos are actually dropping even more. God, all these phone calls. Love the Apple Watch, by the way. Just decline the call. Very easy to do with the Apple Watch. But Dogecoin is still green for the day, even despite this little sell-off that's going on right now. Right, exactly. Effing Bitcoin. Oh, Doug. Oh, effing Bitcoin. How dare you? What's good, SP? How are you? Casino and crypto? All right. They have a cash cow going like it is. They're just making money. Doge is holding its gains better, or it had bigger gains earlier, and now it's just holding on to the green. SHIB is still up in the green, but very similar pattern, and Pepe as well was up. But again, all following the same pattern right now with the Bitcoin lead. So if Bitcoin can turn around and go up higher, I think we'll see Doge, SHIB, Pepe, Bonk all turn around and go higher as well. So we will look for that. Think you're going to buy a ledger? Yes, it's easy to transfer. Again, the delay is on the exchange side. So if you're transferring from your ledger back to Robinhood and it doesn't happen instantaneously, that's on the Robinhood side. It has nothing to do with the ledger. That's all on the Robinhood side. If you're interested in buying a ledger, for those that weren't here earlier, Ledger's having a big sale right now. There's a sale going on. I have a link in the description below to go right to the Ledger Shop page with the sale items. Ledger Flex, you buy a Ledger Flex, you get $70 of Bitcoin. Basically, it comes on a card. There's a card there with instructions to tell you what to do in order to get your $70 of Bitcoin. It's legit. Also, Ledger Nano X, you get $40 of Bitcoin. And then my recommendation is the Nano S Plus. This is what I use. This is my actual ledger. And when I did it in early 2023, is that right? Yeah. When I did this, no, it was actually 2022. I've had this since. They also had a $30 of Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin price at the time was like 17K. And so that gain in the price of that Bitcoin they sent me means I have a free ledger. I got it for free, thanks to the Bitcoin price. So I'm just saying now with Bitcoin at 85, right? $30 of Bitcoin is worth $60 of Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up to 160, then or 70, you're like doubled your Bitcoin. So, oh, my friend Zach is in the house. We missed you, Zach. How are you doing? Make him money and be his exit liquidity. How dumb can you be? Do I want to deal with you today? Because you're dumb now. How are your bonds doing? Because my Doge is up 4% from yesterday when you said to buy bonds. Do you know that? The Dogecoin price is up 4% from when you said to buy bonds yesterday. Man, dude, why do you come back here? I thought you were just gone. You'll win in the long run. Exactly, Nassif. You'll win in the long run. Exit liquidity on an affiliate. I mean, what they give me, the percent that I actually get off of that affiliate link is so small, it's like ridiculous. And I only shill it because I use it. It's a good device. I'm not one of those YouTubers that's just talking about all these scam like crypto exchanges and stuff. You really don't know who I am, do you, Zach? You really don't know who I am. Yeah, Zach missed the bonds. Exactly. He could have been here earlier and gotten some free Dogecoin. But nope. But no. So storing on a crypto on a ledger keeps it from being stolen or lost if an exchange shuts down. Correct. But if you trade through Robinhood, you don't actually own the coin, so they can't be taken. Wrong. If for some reason Robinhood went bankrupt, they would have to go through the bankruptcy proceedings and find some way to pay people off that owned whatever on their platform. The thing about Robinhood is it's a stock exchange too. It's stock and crypto. Robinhood's not going down. It's just not. It's not like FTX. It's not like Voyager or Celsius, right? It's not one of those. So what I'm saying is you can buy on Robinhood like I did. I bought most of my Doge on Robinhood. I transferred most of it to my ledger. And then it was time to sell. I transferred it back to Robinhood and sold it. That's what I did. I don't like bonds during a bull market, Anthony. I still believe we're in a bull market. We had a big retrace. We talked about this yesterday. Yes, I know, down a lot, but so was everything else, all of crypto, right? Some more than others. I mean, we looked at that whiff down like 90%. But hey, 2026, maybe I'll buy some bonds, right? Bear market, crypto, maybe I'll put it in bonds. But right now, Anthony or Zach's 4% bonds per year, I can just get that with cash sitting on Robinhood. I don't even have to buy a bond. And I still get all of the benefits of being in Robinhood Gold. So yeah, I'll do that. Yes, I educate people in security as well. It's one thing to make money in crypto. It's another thing to keep it, to not have it get stolen. You don't want that. Maybe House of Doge will have enough liquidity for X payments to work with crypto. Maybe. Maybe. Government and banks around the world offer bonds for those that don't want risk. That's all it is. They want less risk, they buy bonds. I'm not in that position right now where I want to be against risk. So I'm buying Dogecoin because I believe the Dogecoin price is going to go up from here. Now, ask me at the end of 2025, beginning of 2026, we'll see what Dogecoin has done, and I may change my tune. And I may actually say, hey, everybody, let's buy bonds. Let's all buy some bonds. Maybe. Because I'm not going to ride crypto down another bear market. I'm not going to do that. Miss Pax is considering going to Vegas. She has not decided yet. She's a busy lady. She's got a lot going on. So she's thinking about it. She has to get her driver's license updated to the real ID because I guess you're not going to be able to fly after some date in May if you don't have a real ID identification. I did mine. I gave her the info. It's like, here, you got to do this. And she's got to do it. You get 4.5%. Holding, well, USDC, right, Greg? You have to change your cash into USDC. And then when you have USDC, you get that 4.5. So you're really holding the stablecoin. But yes. You're still in Robinhood. That's where your journey began. Exactly, AJ. 4% 1 year in bonds, 4% 1 day for Doge. That's what happened. China was dumping bonds last year. Hey, and guys, I mean, Greg has a good point, right? Not so much the game, right? Because it is your money. But if you're investing in cryptocurrency, you're already taking a chance, right? It's already risky, just investing in cryptocurrency. So the next step is, how can you try and be as safe as possible while investing in crypto? If the volatility is too much for you and you can't handle a 50% pullback, you shouldn't be investing in crypto. You should not. Go to the stock market then. Go play in stocks or bonds. Zach's making a big deal about the 50% pullback on Doge over the past 3 months. And I show him the charts of like 10 other cryptos that also went down 50%. So it's not just Dogecoin, it's the whole market. But now we're at the tail end of that 50%, right? That doesn't mean it's going to go down another 50%. Unless you believe in the big R, right? The recession that's coming, like Zach does. And he explained it yesterday, and it made sense, right? To him, he thinks there's this huge fear of a big recession, and it's going to tank all the markets. Okay. I don't agree with him. That was my point. My point was, I don't agree with what Zach was saying. But then he's trying to convince people to buy bonds, and I just had to lose it there because that was funny. I just had to. We're on a crypto YouTube live stream, and he's talking about buying bonds. It's just, to me, that's just, oh man, too much. Too much. Zach should buy Pi. That Pi token, man. I predicted it, and it's still going down. Yeah, if you want to carry your passport around, right. But if you're just going from here to Vegas, you don't want to carry your passport. You don't want to risk. You want to risk your passport. So I gave her all the info to update her driver's license. She just has to do it. Yeah, USDC. Get up, get in, get out. When it becomes volatile. Now the sideways trading, some people were skimming on some swing trades. A lot of bot trading makes money when we're in those sideways trading modes. But when it starts rocketing up, that swing trading and that bot trading doesn't work for you. All eyes on bonds. Exactly. That'll be next year's song. We'll go from all eyes on Doge to all eyes on bonds. That's a good one, Anthony. Walking out your front door carries risk. Some people are bears regardless, right? They can just hang out in their mom's basement, right? No risk at all. No risk there. Doge is the best game I've ever played. Mine too. Mine too. And that is true, Greg. Even a conservative 401k can lose money. It all depends on when you buy, how long you're holding. That can happen as well. What's up, Steven? Doing good? When Dogecoin becomes mainstream for money transactions, people will use crypto like they use online banking. Well, that is the thought. That's the theory. We have to see if that really plays out to become mainstream. Is that really going to play out? Or is it still going to be this sort of side niche thing that a lot of people continue to laugh at? That's what we're going to test. That's what we're going to test. All eyes on bonds. Yep. That was good. Got to admit that. That was good. If Bitcoin doesn't make the jump to 100K, Dogecoin goes down to 10 cents. No. Bitcoin would have to dump down to, let's say, maybe 60 at this point for Doge to go down to 10 cents. Maybe 70. Again, that was 69K is what I said. That would be a bear market. If Bitcoin drops below 69K, I will say, okay, we're in a bear market. And then we would probably see Doge at 10 cents. But not if Bitcoin doesn't quickly jump up to 100K. No, I don't agree with that. You can look at the RSI all you want, Max. It's not an indicator of what's going to happen in the future. We talked about this earlier in the stream. We were looking at the stochastic RSI, and it totally faked everybody out over the past few days. Completely faked everybody out. not an indicator of what's going to happen. Do you think we'll get up to about 27 and then start struggling at that price? Again, it's catalyst driven. So it depends on what the news is, what the hype is. For now, until House of Doge actually gets going, that's what it's going to be. And then some guys look at it. Yeah, if Doge goes down to 10 cents, you're loading up. Exactly. Yeah, you're loading up. Do only good every day. Yes, Greg. Doge. There's not a better cryptocurrency out there. There really isn't. To have the fun, the family with the finance, and over time, Dogecoin consistently outperforms Bitcoin. Again, those are in those short periods of times when Doge goes on runs, it outperforms Bitcoin. And if you average it all out over time, Dogecoin outperforms Bitcoin. The Bitcoin maxis don't want to see it. They don't want to hear it. They pick particular points in time when Bitcoin outperforms Doge, but you go over a longer period of time, Doge has consistently outperformed Bitcoin, which is why on all those charts where you see Bitcoin compared to gold, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, they don't include Dogecoin because Dogecoin outperforms. It is what it is. Totally rigged. Exactly, Pete. Totally rigged. The CEO and the prez, maybe sunshine. They said more news coming. So, hey, I like their news Monday. Dogecoin Reserve, that was awesome. That got a lot of people's attention. That got a lot of people's attention. That was a good news day. Yeah, Blake. Hey, Michael, how much Doge do you hold? I can just picture him giving me the smirk, shaking his head. Just like, no. No. Dogecoin adoption, tap to pay. We'll see what this such pay actually does and how it's going to work. Instant, secure, and simple Dogecoin payments. So have to wait for that to come out. Their website is still coming soon. You see that down here, coming soon. Patience. Patience. So the House of Doge has a lot of money invested in it by a number of individuals who have made a lot of money selling off other companies. That is where the money's coming from. I mean, we're talking tens or maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars. Selling a small startup fintech company to a bigger company that wanted that technology or whatever it is. Something like that. So, flush with cash to invest in a new business, and they're doing Dogecoin. They're doing Dogecoin payments. Maybe they just love Dogecoin, or maybe they see a huge money-making opportunity here. We'll see. But that's what it is. Well, we don't know, Jay. We don't know who that is yet. We are waiting to hear. See you tomorrow, Vance. Enjoy your burgers. Crypto is still new to most of the world. Imagine in 5 years how things will look. We are early. I've been saying that very consistently. I do not know if they are going to have a donation thing or not, Rodrigo. Again, House of Doge is just getting started too. It would make sense if they wanted to accept donations, they could accept donations. I mean, that's kind of the ethos of Dogecoin from its beginning, right? Has been about tips and donations and things like that. That would make sense for House of Doge to do that. But they don't have that yet. But that's a good idea. Maybe I'll suggest it to them. The KrissPax chat would like to know how they can donate some Dogecoin to their reserve. I'll do that. See what they say. Well, that's where we are, guys, on a Wednesday. Hope everyone enjoyed the giveaway today. There'll be another one tomorrow. Come on Thursday. A lot going on. We're at 19.5 cents now. So we're not up huge, not down huge, but we're up from where we've been the past few days, as we've seen on the charts, with higher and higher lows. So we will see how that goes. Hope everyone has a great evening or morning, depending on where you are, those from Australia or Thailand or wherever you are. Until then, we will see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.